He said those words 5 years ago. Careless, cruel, caught on camera. I'd never date a black woman. Now, as the clip goes viral and his empire crumbles, Liam Carter watches his phone explode with one notification after another, unaware that the woman who'll change everything is about to walk through his door. Naomi Brooks arrives for her first day as creative lead, stepping into a boardroom thick with tension and a scandal she knows nothing about, until she sees his face and realizes she's become part of the story. What she doesn't know yet is that someone close to him leaked that clip for profit, that the same traitor will use her as ammunition, and that falling for the man who said he'd never want someone like her might be the bravest or most dangerous thing she'll ever do. Between leaked photos, public humiliation, a mother's warning, and a betrayal that runs deeper than either of them imagined, two people will have to decide if love is worth the cost when the whole world is watching. Subscribe right now and comment where you're watching from, because this story has more twists than you can imagine, and you won't want to miss what happens when pride meets redemption. The phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Liam Carter stared at the screen on his kitchen counter, watching notification after notification flood in. His coffee sat untouched. Steam curled up into the morning light streaming through his penthouse windows. Something was wrong. He picked up the phone. His heart dropped. The first message was from his PR director. "We have a problem. Call me now." The second was from his business partner, Gavin. "Dude, you need to see this." The third was from his mother. "Liam James Carter, what have you done?" He opened Twitter. His name was trending. Not in a good way. There, pinned at the top of his feed, was a video clip, 5 years old, an interview he'd barely remembered giving to some tech podcast back when his company was just starting out. The host had asked him something stupid about dating preferences. Liam had been 26, cocky and careless. In the clip, younger Liam laughed and said, "I'd never date a black woman." The words hung there, frozen in time, now replayed thousands of times. Liam's stomach twisted. Comments flooded beneath the video, angry, hurt, disgusted. "And this is who we're supposed to admire?" Cancelled. Racist millionaire showing his true colors. His phone rang. His PR director, Sandra. "Liam, where are you?" "Home. I just saw it." "Get to the office. Now. Reporters are already at the gate." He closed his eyes. "Sandra, I don't even remember saying that. I mean, I did, but save it for the statement. We're in crisis mode. Move." The line went dead. Liam grabbed his keys with shaking hands. His whole world was about to collapse before noon. Across town, Naomi Brooks smoothed down her navy blazer and checked her reflection one last time. First day. New job. Big opportunity. Her younger sister Ava had stayed over last night, helping her pick the perfect outfit. Professional but creative. Confident but approachable. "You're going to kill it," Ava had said, squeezing her hand. "This is your moment." Naomi smiled at the memory. She grabbed her portfolio bag and headed out. The drive to Carter Tech's headquarters took 20 minutes. The building was sleek and modern, all glass and steel reaching toward the Atlanta sky. Naomi had admired it from afar before. Now she was walking through its doors. As the new creative lead for the company's major rebrand, this was the biggest project of her career. At 29, she'd worked hard to get here. Years of late nights, rejected pitches, and proving herself in rooms that didn't always want to hear her ideas. But she'd made it. The lobby was beautiful. Minimalist furniture, abstract art on the walls. A receptionist looked up and smiled. "Naomi Brooks? That's me. Welcome. They're waiting for you in the main conference room. 10th floor." Naomi thanked her and stepped into the elevator. Her heart beat a little faster. First day jitters, normal. The doors opened on the 10th floor, but something felt off. The hallway was too quiet. People moved quickly, heads down, whispering. A woman rushed past with her phone pressed to her ear, looking stressed. Naomi walked toward the glass-walled conference room. Through the windows, she saw a dozen people seated around a long table. They all looked tense. She opened the door. Every head turned. The room went silent. Naomi froze in the doorway, confused. "Hi, I'm Naomi Brooks, the new creative lead." A woman with silver hair stood up quickly. "Yes, welcome. Please, sit down." The woman gestured to an empty chair. Naomi walked over, feeling all eyes on her. Something was definitely wrong. At the head of the table sat a man she recognized from the company website, Liam Carter, the founder, young, maybe early 30s, dark hair, sharp jawline, expensive suit. He wasn't looking at anyone. His eyes were fixed on the table. The silver-haired woman cleared her throat. "Naomi, I'm Sandra Klein, head of PR. I'm so glad you're here. We're just dealing with an unexpected situation this morning. Is everything okay? Naomi asked. It will be, Sandra said quickly. Too quickly. We'll brief you after this meeting. For now, just know we're incredibly excited to have you on board. Naomi nodded slowly. She pulled out her tablet, trying to ignore the weird energy in the room. Then someone's phone buzzed. Then another. Whispers started. A younger guy across the table leaned over to his neighbor. Did you see? She's... Gavin! Sandra cut him off sharply. Not now. Naomi's stomach tightened. What was going on? Finally, Liam Carter lifted his head. His eyes met hers across the table. They both froze. Something passed between them. Recognition. No, something heavier. Like the moment before a storm breaks. Liam looked away first. Sandra jumped in. Okay, let's table the morning crisis and focus on introductions. Naomi, you're here to lead our complete brand refresh. This is the team you'll be working with. She went around the room. Names and titles blurred together. Marketing director, creative coordinator, social media manager, and Gavin Holt, Liam's business partner. He smiled at Naomi, but it didn't reach his eyes. When Sandra finished, she looked at Liam. Anything you'd like to add? Liam stood. His voice was steady but distant. We're lucky to have someone with your portfolio, Naomi. Your vision is exactly what we need right now. The words sounded rehearsed, empty. Thank you, Naomi said carefully. We'll do a proper briefing this afternoon, Liam continued. For now, Sandra will show you to your office. He walked out without another word. The tension in the room didn't break. It shattered. People immediately started whispering, grabbing phones, rushing out. Sandra touched Naomi's shoulder. Come with me. The office they gave her was beautiful. Corner space. Big windows overlooking the city. A clean desk with a new computer already set up. But Naomi couldn't focus on any of it. Sandra, she said quietly. What's happening? Sandra closed the door. She looked tired. I'm not sure how much you've seen online this morning. Nothing. I was getting ready for work. Why? Sandra pulled out her phone. An old interview clip resurfaced. Liam said something inappropriate 5 years ago. It's going viral. She turned the phone toward Naomi. Naomi watched the clip once, then again. I'd never date a black woman. Her chest went cold. That's why everyone was acting strange, Naomi said slowly. Yes, the timing is... Sandra hesitated. Unfortunate. Naomi almost laughed. Unfortunate. That was one word for it. She was a black woman, walking into her first day, at a company whose white founder had just been exposed for racist comments. People think I'm a token hire, Naomi said flatly. No, absolutely not. You were chosen months ago based on merit alone. Sandra. Naomi's voice was calm but firm. I know what this looks like. Sandra's shoulders sagged. I'm so sorry. If we'd known this was coming today of all days. Naomi sat down at her new desk. Her mind raced. She could leave, walk out right now. No one would blame her. But then she'd be proving something, letting him win, letting fear make her decisions. What happens now? Naomi asked. We're drafting a statement, handling the press. Liam will probably do an interview. No, I mean, what happens with me? With this project? Sandra looked surprised. You still want to work on it? I didn't say that. I'm asking what the plan is. The rebrand is still critical. Investors are watching. If anything, we need your vision more than ever now. Naomi nodded slowly. Her phone buzzed. A text from Ava. Girl, have you seen Twitter? Then another. Please tell me you're not at that job right now. Naomi didn't respond. She looked up at Sandra. I need some time to think. Of course. Take the rest of the day if you need. No, just give me an hour. I'll decide by this afternoon. Sandra nodded. Fair enough. After she left, Naomi sat in the quiet office. The city sprawled out below her, beautiful and indifferent. Her phone rang. Ava. Tell me you walked out, Ava said immediately. I'm still here. Naomi, I know. That man said he'd never date someone who looks like us, like you, and now you're supposed to work for him? I'm not working for him. I'm working on a project. Same thing. Naomi rubbed her temples. Ava, I didn't take this job to prove anything about race. I took it because I'm good at what I do. And now everyone's going to say you only got it because he's trying to save face. The words stung because they were true. Maybe, Naomi admitted. But if I leave now, I let that narrative win. If I stay and do excellent work, I prove something different. Ava was quiet for a moment. You're stronger than me. No, I'm just tired of running from stuff like this. Be careful, okay? Don't let pride keep you somewhere that doesn't value you. After they hung up, Naomi opened her laptop. She pulled up the project files Sandra had sent over weeks ago. The creative brief, the brand analysis, the market research, all of it was real, substantial. This wasn't a fake job created to make someone look good. They really did need a rebrand, and she really was the right person for it. She made her decision. That afternoon, the conference room felt different, smaller. Liam sat at the head of the table with Gavin beside him. Sandra and 3 other executives filled the other chairs. And Naomi, sitting across from Liam. "Thank you for staying," Sandra said warmly. Naomi nodded. "I'm here to do the work I was hired for." Liam finally spoke. His voice was quieter than this morning. "I appreciate that, and I want to be clear. Your hiring had nothing to do with today's situation. You earned this position." "I know," Naomi said simply. Their eyes met again. This time neither looked away. Liam seemed to struggle for words. "I won't insult you with excuses. What I said was wrong. I was young and stupid, but that doesn't erase it." "You're right, it doesn't," Naomi said. Gavin shifted uncomfortably. "Maybe we should focus on the project." "No," Naomi interrupted. "Let's be honest about what's happening. The internet thinks I'm here to make him look better, that I'm being used, so let's address it now." Silence filled the room. Liam leaned forward. "How do we address it?" "By me doing incredible work," Naomi said. "Work so good that no one can question why I'm here. And by you staying out of my way." Something flickered in Liam's expression. Respect? Surprise? "Fair enough," he said. For the next hour, they discussed the project. Naomi walked them through her initial vision. Bold, modern, authentic. A brand that spoke to innovation and inclusivity. She presented mood boards, color theories, typography samples. Her passion showed through every slide. The room was silent when she finished. Then Liam started clapping, slowly at first. Then the others joined in. "That's exactly what we need," he said. His voice had changed. There was genuine admiration in it now. Gavin frowned. "It's a bit risky. Investors might want something more traditional." "The investors want innovation," Naomi said firmly. "That's what you promised them. That's what I'm delivering." Liam smiled. Small, but real. She's right. After the meeting ended, people filed out. Naomi packed up her materials. "Naomi?" Liam said. He'd hung back. "Do you have a minute?" She straightened. "What is it?" He walked closer, then stopped, maintaining distance, respectful space. "I wanted to thank you for giving us, me, a chance. You didn't have to." "You're right, I didn't." "So why did you?" Naomi considered the question. "Because I don't believe people can't change, and because I refuse to let someone else's ignorance stop me from doing what I love." Liam nodded slowly. "That's really gracious of you." "It's not grace. It's principle." She turned to leave. "Naomi?" She paused. "Can I buy you coffee? As a truce?" She looked at him. Really looked at him. Saw the tiredness around his eyes, the tension in his shoulders, the genuine regret, but she also saw her own reflection in the conference room glass. A black woman standing in a room with a man who'd said he'd never date someone like her. "Not today," she said quietly, but she smiled, just a little. "Maybe another time." The next morning, Naomi arrived early. She wanted to work before the office got busy, before she had to navigate awkward looks and careful conversations, but someone was already there. Liam stood by the coffee machine in the break room, looking half asleep. He wore jeans and a simple t-shirt instead of yesterday's suit. More human, less CEO. "Morning," he said, surprised. "Morning." They stood in awkward silence while the coffee brewed. "Did you sleep?" Naomi asked. "Not really." "You?" "Enough." Liam poured 2 cups. He slid one toward her. "Peace offering. Black, right?" She raised an eyebrow. "How'd you know?" "I pay attention." Something about the way he said it made her pause. He'd noticed. In one afternoon of meetings, he'd noticed how she took her coffee. "Thanks," she said, taking the cup. They walked back toward their offices together. The morning sun painted everything gold through the windows. "I watched your TED talk last night," Liam said suddenly. Naomi stopped. "You did? The one about designers' conversation, it was brilliant." "That was 2 years ago." "Still brilliant." They reached her office door. Naomi turned to face him. "Liam, can I ask you something?" "Anything." "Did you mean it? What you said in that interview?" He didn't hesitate. "At the time, I thought I did. I was surrounded by people who looked like me, thought like me. I'd never questioned my own assumptions. And that's on me. No one else." "And now?" Now I know how much I didn't know, how much I still don't know. It wasn't a perfect answer, but it was honest. Okay, Naomi said softly. Okay? Okay, I believe you're trying. Something shifted in his expression. Relief, gratitude. That's all I can ask for, he said. Later that morning, Naomi was deep in work when her phone buzzed. A text from Mia Chen, her best friend and former colleague. Just saw you're trending on Twitter. You good? Naomi frowned. She opened Twitter. Her name was there, her photo, screenshots from the company website showing her new position. The headline read, "Token hire. Carter Tech brings in black designer after racist comments surface." Her hands trembled. Someone had leaked her hiring, made it public, made her a story instead of a person. The comments were brutal, damage control at its finest. Using her to clean up his mess, she should have more self-respect. Naomi closed the app. Her eyes stung, but she refused to cry. A knock on her door. Liam stood there, his face pale. "You saw. Who did this?" "I don't know, but I'm going to find out." "It doesn't matter," Naomi said, her voice shaking. "The damage is done." "It does matter. Someone on this team leaked your information. That's a violation of your privacy and what, Liam? You're going to fix it, make a statement? That'll just make it worse. Now everyone will really think I'm your PR project." He stepped into her office, closing the door behind him. "What do you want me to do?" "Nothing, I'll handle this myself." "Naomi, I mean it. Stay out of it." He looked like he wanted to argue, but he nodded. "Okay, but if you change your mind." After he left, Naomi sat at her desk. The city stretched out below, indifferent, beautiful, cruel. She thought about leaving, about protecting herself, but then she remembered Ava's words. If you leave, you let him win. Whoever leaked this wanted her gone, wanted her to feel small, unwelcome. She opened her laptop and got back to work. By the end of the week, the hate online had only grown, but so had Naomi's determination. She worked late every night, pouring everything into the rebrand designs, creating something so undeniably excellent that no one could question her abilities. Friday evening, she was alone in her office when footsteps approached. Liam stood in the doorway. He looked exhausted. "You're still here," he said. "So are you." He walked to her desk, looking at the designs spread across her screen. His eyes widened. "Naomi, this is... what? Extraordinary." She leaned back in her chair. "Good, because Monday's presentation needs to be perfect." "It already is." They sat in comfortable silence for a moment, the office quiet around them, the city lights beginning to sparkle outside. "Can I ask you something?" Liam said. "Sure. Why are you really still here? After everything?" Naomi thought about it, really thought about it. "Because I'm tired of letting other people's limitations define what I can do," she said finally. "And because maybe, somewhere in all this mess, something real can still happen. Real work, real change. Maybe even..." She trailed off. "Maybe even what?" She met his eyes. "Maybe even real understanding." Liam smiled, soft and genuine. "I'd like that." As he walked away, Naomi turned back to her designs. Her heart felt lighter than it had all week. She didn't know what would happen next, but she knew one thing for certain. She wasn't running anymore. Monday morning arrived with butterflies in Naomi's stomach. The investor presentation was at 10. She'd rehearsed 100 times. Her designs were ready. Her pitch was sharp, but doubt still crept in. What if they hated it? What if they thought she was too bold? What if they looked at her and only saw the controversy? "Stop," she told herself, standing in front of her bathroom mirror. "You're brilliant. Your work speaks for itself." Ava had texted her that morning. "Knock them dead, sis. Show them why you're the best." Naomi smiled at her reflection. Navy dress, natural hair in a twist-out, professional earrings. She looked confident. Now she just needed to feel it. At the office, the conference room was packed. Investors in expensive suits, board members, the executive team, and Liam, sitting in the back row. Their eyes met briefly. He gave her a small nod. "You've got this." Sandra introduced her. "Ladies and gentlemen, our new creative lead, Naomi Brooks." Naomi stood, clicked to the first slide. "Thank you for being here. Today I'm going to show you how we bridge divides through design." For the next 30 minutes, she walked them through everything. The research, the strategy, the visual identity. She showed mock-ups of the new website, the product packaging, the marketing materials. Every slide built on the last. Every choice was intentional. She spoke about inclusivity not as a buzzword, but as a business strategy. about reaching new markets by reflecting the real world. When she finished, the room was silent. Then one investor started clapping, another joined. Soon, the whole room was applauding. The lead investor, a woman with grey hair and sharp eyes, stood up. That was exceptional. Bold, but strategic. Creative, but grounded. Exactly what this company needs. Relief flooded through Naomi. She'd done it. After the formal presentation ended, people crowded around her, asking questions, complimenting the work, requesting her contact information. Through the crowd, she saw Liam. He hadn't moved from his seat, but he was smiling, really smiling. When the room finally cleared, he approached. "I don't have words," he said. "That's new for you." He laughed. "Fair, but seriously, Naomi, that was incredible. You didn't just save this rebrand, you elevated it. Thank you. The board wants to accelerate the timeline. They're so impressed they want to launch in 6 weeks instead of 3 months. Naomi's eyes widened. 6 weeks? I know it's fast, but they believe in you. We all do. She felt something warm spread through her chest. Pride, validation, and something else she couldn't quite name. I can do it, she said. I know you can. They stood there for a moment, the conference room empty around them, the morning light streaming through the windows. That coffee offer still stand? Naomi asked suddenly. Liam's face lit up. Absolutely. Then let's go. The coffee shop was small and quiet, tucked into a side street away from the downtown rush. They ordered at the counter, black coffee for her, latte for him, and found a table by the window. This place is nice, Naomi said, looking around. How'd you find it? Used to come here when the company was just me and Gavin in a tiny office, before everything got so big. You miss it? The early days? Liam considered the question. Sometimes. Things were simpler. The goals were clearer. Now there's so much noise. Like viral videos of old interviews? He winced. Exactly like that. Naomi took a sip of her coffee. Can I ask you something honest? Always. What were you thinking 5 years ago when you said that? Liam stared into his latte. I was thinking I was clever, that I was being edgy and honest. I grew up in spaces where everyone looked like me, dated people who fit a certain mold. I never questioned why. And you don't think that anymore? No. The past few years have been eye-opening, meeting different people, traveling, actually listening instead of just talking. He looked up at her. And then you walked into that conference room and I realized how stupid I'd been. Because I proved you wrong? Because you made me see what I'd been missing, not just professionally, but as a person. Naomi felt her heart skip. Something in his voice had changed, softer, more vulnerable. Liam, I know this is complicated, he said quickly. I know I'm the last person who should be saying any of this, but I need you to know. I see you, your talent, your courage, your grace, and I'm grateful you're here. She didn't know what to say, so she just nodded. They sat in comfortable silence, watching people pass by the window, the city moving around them while they stayed still. For the first time since she'd taken this job, Naomi felt something shift. The walls she'd built around herself, protection from judgment, from hurt, started to crack, just a little. The next day, everything changed again. Naomi was reviewing design mock-ups when Sandra burst into her office. We have a situation. What now? Press conference in 30 minutes. There's a reporter who's been circling the story. She's going to ask about you. Naomi's stomach dropped. What about me? Your hiring, the timing, whether you're qualified or just a PR move. Anger flashed through her. I just gave the best presentation of my career. I know, but the narrative is already written in some people's minds. We need to control this. How? Liam's going to address it directly. Defend your credentials. Make it clear you're here on merit alone. Naomi shook her head. That'll just make it worse. Make me look like I need defending. Naomi, I mean it, Sandra. Tell him not to. But it was too late. Liam was already committed. 30 minutes later, Naomi watched the press conference on her computer screen. Liam stood at a podium, cameras flashing, reporters shouting questions. One woman's voice cut through. Mr. Carter, critics say your recent hire of a black creative lead is simply damage control. What's your response? Liam's jaw tightened. My response is that Naomi Brooks is the most talented designer in this industry. Full stop. She was selected months ago through a rigorous process. Her portfolio speaks for itself, and anyone suggesting otherwise hasn't seen her work. But the timing is coincidental, and frankly, The fact that people are questioning her qualifications instead of celebrating them shows exactly why conversations about bias matter. The room erupted with more questions, but Liam kept going. Naomi Brooks doesn't need me to validate her. She's already proven herself. I'm just lucky she chose to work with us. The clip ended. Naomi sat back in her chair, her heart racing. Within an hour, the video was everywhere. Social media exploded. Did he just shut down that reporter? Okay, but that was actually powerful. Maybe he really is trying to change. For the first time, the comments weren't all negative. People were listening, considering, some even supporting. That evening, Naomi got a text from an unknown number. I hope I didn't overstep. I just couldn't let them question you like that. Liam. She stared at the message for a long time. Finally, she replied, "You didn't have to do that." His response came quickly. "Yes, I did." The next morning, a silver Mercedes pulled up outside the office building. Naomi was walking in when a woman stepped out. Tall, elegant, expensive clothes, cool, assessing eyes. "You must be Naomi," the woman said. "I am. And you are?" "Margaret Carter, Liam's mother." Naomi's polite smile froze. "Mrs. Carter, it's nice to meet you." "Is it?" Margaret's tone was pleasant but sharp. "Walk with me." It wasn't a request. They walked along the building's exterior. Margaret didn't speak for a full minute, just observed, evaluated. "You're very talented," Margaret finally said. "I saw your presentation. Impressive." "Thank you. But talent isn't everything, is it?" Naomi stopped walking. "What do you mean?" Margaret turned to face her. "My son is going through a difficult time. He's vulnerable. And I need to know your intentions." "My intentions are to do my job. Please, I've been watching. The way he looks at you, the way he defended you yesterday. This is more than professional." Naomi's heart pounded. "Mrs. Carter, I respect your concern for your son, but whatever you think you see, I see a young woman who could either help him grow or destroy what's left of his reputation. I need to know which one you are." The words stung, not because they were cruel, but because they were careful, calculated. "I'm someone who values integrity," Naomi said quietly. "Someone who doesn't use people, and someone who won't be used either." Margaret studied her for another long moment. Then she nodded. "Good. Keep it that way." She walked back to her car, leaving Naomi standing alone on the sidewalk. Inside, Naomi went straight to her office, but her hands were shaking. A knock on the door. "Liam, I just heard my mother was here. Word travels fast. What did she say to you?" Naomi turned to face him. "She asked me what my intentions were with you." Liam closed his eyes. "I'm so sorry. She shouldn't have. She's protecting you. I get it. That doesn't make it okay." He stepped closer. "Naomi, my mother is complicated. She means well, but she doesn't always see clearly." "What did you tell her? About me?" "I told her you're the best thing that's happened to this company in years, and to me personally." The air between them shifted, charged. "Liam, we can't. I know all the reasons why this is complicated, but I can't stop thinking about you, about us working together, pushing each other, understanding each other. Your mother said I could destroy your reputation. My reputation destroyed itself. You're helping me rebuild something real." Naomi wanted to step back, to maintain distance, but she couldn't move. "This is a bad idea," she whispered. "Probably the worst. People will talk. They're already talking. It'll make everything harder. I don't care." She looked into his eyes, saw honesty there, vulnerability, fear and hope tangled together. "I need to think," she said finally. He nodded. "Take all the time you need." But as he left, Naomi knew the truth. She was already falling, and she didn't know how to stop. The email came Friday afternoon, a mandatory weekend corporate retreat, team building and strategy planning at a mountain resort 2 hours north of Atlanta. Naomi groaned. The last thing she needed was forced fun with co-workers, but attendance wasn't optional. Saturday morning, she drove up with Mia, who'd been brought in as a consultant for the rebrand launch. "This is going to be so awkward," Mia said, scrolling through Instagram. "Fake trust falls and bad catered food. At least we'll be together." "Girl, I saw the rooming list. I'm with the marketing team in the South Lodge. You're in the main villa." Naomi's stomach flipped. "Who else is in the main villa?" Mia grinned. "Take a wild guess." The resort was beautiful, nestled in the mountains with views of endless forest, luxury cabins scattered across the property, a main lodge with conference rooms and a restaurant. Caleb Reed, The PR consultant Sandra had hired greeted everyone in the parking lot. Perfectly styled hair, clipboard in hand, too bright smile. Welcome, welcome. This weekend is all about unity and vision. We'll have team exercises, strategy sessions, and plenty of bonding time. Naomi caught Liam's eye across the parking lot. He looked as thrilled as she felt. Caleb assigned rooms. Most people got standard cabins, but the executive team, including Naomi as creative lead, were assigned to the main villa. It's our largest space, Caleb explained. 5 bedrooms, shared common areas, perfect for leadership collaboration. Liam raised his hand. Are there other options? Fully booked. Everyone else confirmed weeks ago. Naomi grabbed her bag. This was fine. Professional adults could share a house for 2 nights. The villa was stunning. Vaulted ceilings, stone fireplace, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the mountains. 5 bedrooms spread across 2 floors. Sandra claimed the first bedroom. Gavin took the second. 2 other executives grabbed the third and fourth. That left the 5th. The master suite on the 2nd floor. Naomi and Liam stood in the hallway, bags in hand. I can sleep on the couch, Liam offered. Don't be ridiculous. The room has 2 beds. We're adults. Are you sure? No. She wasn't sure about anything anymore. It's fine. Just keep to your side. He smiled, small and genuine. Deal. The first team exercise was ridiculous. Trust falls and blindfolded obstacle courses. Naomi participated with forced enthusiasm, but dinner was actually nice. Great food, good conversation. Everyone seemed to relax. After dinner, people scattered. Some went to the lodge bar. Others played cards in the common room. Naomi went upstairs to read. She'd just gotten comfortable when Liam knocked on the open bedroom door. Hey, can't sleep either. Too wound up from the drive. He sat in the chair by the window. Comfortable distance, respectful space. Today wasn't so bad, he said. Better than expected. Caleb's trying too hard, though. Naomi laughed. That smile. Those motivational quotes. Synergy through unity, Liam said in Caleb's voice. They both cracked up. The kind of laughter that releases tension, that builds connection. When the laughter faded, comfortable silence filled the room. Can I ask you something? Liam said. Sure. What made you want to be a designer? Naomi thought back. My grandmother. She was a seamstress. Used to make clothes for the whole neighborhood. I'd sit and watch her work for hours. The way she'd take fabric and thread and create something beautiful, something that made people feel special. She smiled at the memory. She told me design was just problem-solving with soul. That's beautiful. What about you? Why tech? Liam leaned back. Honestly, I wanted to prove something. I grew up with money, with privilege. Everyone expected me to just coast, join the family business, play golf. I wanted to build something myself, show I was more than my last name. Did you? Build something? Yeah, show I was more? Still working on that part. Their eyes met across the dim room. Something passed between them. Understanding, recognition. You're doing better than you think, Naomi said softly. So are you. A knock interrupted the moment. Gavin's voice through the door. Liam? Quick word? Liam stood reluctantly. Be right back. After he left, Naomi tried to read, but her mind kept replaying their conversation. The easy way they talked. The comfort growing between them. This was dangerous, but it also felt right. Sunday morning, Naomi woke early. She went downstairs to make coffee, but the power was out. Storm knocked out the grid, an employee explained. Should be back by afternoon. Great. She found candles in a drawer and lit a few in the kitchen. The sun wasn't up yet. The house was quiet and dark. Footsteps on the stairs. Liam appeared, hair messy, wearing a t-shirt and sweatpants. Power's out, Naomi said. I noticed. No coffee. Not unless you like it cold. He grimaced. They both sat at the kitchen table, candlelight flickering between them. Outside, thunder rumbled. Rain started pattering against the windows. Guess we're stuck inside today, Liam said. Looks like it. They sat in companionable silence, watching the storm roll in, the world outside grey and soft. Tell me something true, Liam said suddenly. What? Something real about you. Not work stuff. Just truth. Naomi considered. I'm scared most of the time. Of what? That I'm not as good as people think. That one day everyone will realize I'm just faking it. Liam leaned forward. You're not faking anything. You're extraordinary. You don't know that. Yes, I do. I see how you work, how you think, how you care about every detail. He paused. You're the most real person I've ever met. Liam, my turn for truth. I'm lonely, have been for years. I built this company, surrounded myself with people, but I never let anyone actually see me. Until you. The candles flickered. Thunder crashed closer. Why me? Naomi whispered. Because you don't let me hide. You call me on my stuff. You make me want to be better. She should pull back, create distance, protect herself. But instead, she reached across the table, took his hand, his fingers curled around hers, warm, steady. They sat like that as dawn slowly broke, storm raging outside, something else beginning inside. Monday morning back at the office felt different. Naomi couldn't stop thinking about the weekend, the candlelight, the storm, the way Liam's hand had felt in hers. She'd barely slept Sunday night. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw him, heard his voice, felt that connection sparking between them. This was dangerous. She knew that, but her heart didn't seem to care. She was reviewing design files when her email pinged. An anonymous message, no subject line. Her cursor hovered over it. Something felt wrong. She clicked. The email contained a single attachment, a document, financial records, communications between Gavin Holt and a tabloid journalist. Naomi's blood went cold. The records showed payments, thousands of dollars, sent the same week Liam's old interview had gone viral. The communications were worse. Email chains discussing maximizing the story, keeping it in the news cycle, leveraging the controversy. Gavin had leaked the clip, sold it to the tabloids, made money off Liam's downfall, and there was more. Photos of Naomi, her employee file, private information about her hiring, all sent to the same journalist with a note. This should keep things interesting. Gavin had leaked her information too, made her part of the scandal, used her to fuel the fire. Naomi's hands shook. Anger burned through her. She forwarded everything to her personal email, then to Mia with a message. Keep this safe. Don't tell anyone yet. She needed to think. Figure out the right move. A knock on her door made her jump. Gavin stood there, smiling, casual. Hey, Naomi, got a minute? She closed her laptop quickly. What do you need? Just wanted to check in, see how you're settling in. The retreat was great, huh? It was fine. He stepped inside, closed the door behind him. Something in his expression shifted. You know, this whole situation has been tough on everyone, he said. The controversy, the media attention. I imagine so. But you've handled it well. Very professional. He sat down across from her. I hope you know we appreciate that. Naomi kept her face neutral. Just doing my job. Of course. But between you and me? He leaned forward. Some people questioned bringing you on during all this, worried about optics, but I defended you. Liar. The word screamed through her mind. That's very kind, she said carefully. We're a team here. We look out for each other. His smile didn't reach his eyes. As long as everyone stays loyal. The threat was subtle but clear. Is there something specific you need, Gavin? Just making sure we're on the same page. The rebrand launch is coming up. Lots of pressure. Lots of eyes on us. We need to present a united front. Of course. After he left, Naomi sat perfectly still. Her heart pounded. He knew something, or suspected something. That conversation wasn't random. She needed to tell Liam, but carefully. If Gavin found out she knew, things could get worse. That afternoon, Naomi caught Liam alone in his office. We need to talk privately. He looked up, concern crossing his face. What's wrong? She closed the door, made sure the blinds were shut. Then she told him everything. The anonymous email, the financial records, the communications, Gavin's involvement in both leaks. Liam's face went from shock to fury to something darker. Betrayal. Gavin, he whispered. My business partner. My friend. I'm sorry. He did this for money. To hurt me. The records show over $50,000 in payments. Liam stood, paced to the window. His shoulders were tight with anger. And he leaked your information too, he said. Made you a target. Yes. That son of a... He stopped himself, took a breath. What do you want to do? I don't know. That's why I came to you. He turned to face her. We need proof we can use. Solid documentation. Then we confront him cleanly. No drama. Just facts. I forwarded everything to Mia. She's keeping copies safe. Smart. He walked closer. Thank you for trusting me with this. We're in this together now. Something passed between them. Understanding. Partnership. Something deeper. Naomi, I need you to be careful. If Gavin realizes we know, I will. I promise. He reached out, hesitated, then gently took her hand. I won't let him hurt you, he said quietly. I know. They stood like that for a moment, connected, protected. Then Naomi stepped back. We should keep acting normal, don't let him suspect anything. Agreed. We'll plan our next move carefully. The next 3 days were the hardest of Naomi's life. She had to smile at Gavin, work alongside him, pretend everything was fine, all while knowing what he'd done. But she and Liam worked together in secret, building their case, documenting everything, preparing for the confrontation. They met early in the mornings before anyone else arrived, late at night after everyone left, planning, strategizing, and somewhere in all that collaboration, something else grew. Wednesday night, they were alone in the conference room, reviewing the evidence one more time. The investor meeting is Friday, Liam said. We'll present the rebrand, show everyone your incredible work. Then after that, we deal with Gavin. You think they'll believe us? The evidence speaks for itself. Naomi nodded, but worry still gnawed at her. Liam noticed. Hey, look at me. She met his eyes. You're not alone in this. Whatever happens, we face it together. Together, she echoed. His hand found hers on the table, their fingers intertwined naturally, easily. I know the timing is terrible, Liam said softly. I know everything about this situation is complicated, but I can't stop thinking about you. Naomi's breath caught. Liam, you don't have to say anything. I just needed you to know. But she wanted to say something, wanted to tell him she felt it too, this pull, this connection. When this is over, she said quietly, when everything settles, maybe we can figure out what this is. Hope lit his eyes. Yeah? Yeah. He squeezed her hand, gentle, promising. Friday morning arrived with nervous energy. The rebrand launch presentation was at 2. Investors, board members, and key press would attend. Naomi had worked herself to exhaustion. Every detail was perfect, every slide polished. This was her moment. But the Gavin situation hung over everything like a storm cloud. She dressed carefully, a bold red dress, statement earrings, her natural hair in a beautiful updo. She looked powerful, confident, even if she didn't quite feel it yet. At the office, the energy was electric. People rushed around making final preparations. The presentation space was set up beautifully. Liam found her backstage. You ready? As I'll ever be. You're going to be amazing. We'll see. He stepped closer, lowered his voice. After this, after we deal with Gavin, I'm taking you to dinner. Somewhere quiet, just us. She smiled despite her nerves. Is that a date, Mr. Carter? Definitely a date. Before she could respond, Sandra called places. It was time. Naomi walked onto the stage. Lights, cameras, dozens of faces watching. She took a breath, smiled, and began. Thank you all for being here. Today, I'm proud to unveil not just a rebrand, but a revolution. For the next 45 minutes, she was unstoppable. She revealed the new logo, the website, the product designs, the marketing campaign. Every element told a story about innovation, about inclusion, about bridging divides. The screens behind her showed beautiful visuals, bold colors, powerful messaging. When she finished, the room erupted. Standing ovation, cheers, cameras flashing everywhere. Investors crowded around her afterward, praising the work, requesting interviews. Several companies offered her consulting deals on the spot. Liam watched from the side of the room, pride radiating from his face. When the crowd finally thinned, he approached. You did it, he said. You really did it. We did it. This was a team effort. No, this was all you. Sandra rushed over, phone in hand. The press coverage is incredible, trending nationally. This is the best response we could have hoped for. Other team members joined, congratulating Naomi, thanking her, celebrating. Through it all, she kept catching Liam's eye, sharing secret smiles, feeling something warm bloom in her chest. This was success, real, earned success. And for the first time in weeks, the weight lifted. That evening, there was an after-party at a trendy downtown venue. Lights, music, everyone dressed up and happy. Naomi arrived with Mia, who immediately headed to the bar. Girl, you were incredible today, Mia said. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for being there. Always. Mia clinked her glass against Naomi's. Now go celebrate, you earned it. The party was in full swing. People dancing, laughing, the stress of the past weeks melting away. Naomi found a quiet corner to breathe. The day had been overwhelming in the best way. There you are. Liam appeared beside her. He'd changed into a perfectly fitted suit, hair styled, looking almost unfairly handsome. Hey, she said, Can I steal you for a dance? Her heart skipped. I'm not much of a dancer. Neither am I, we'll figure it out. He offered his hand, she took it. The dance floor was crowded, but they found a spot near the edge. A slow song started playing. Perfect timing. Liam's hand settled on her waist. Hers rested on his shoulder. They swayed together. Slow, hesitant, finding their rhythm. This is nice, he said quietly. It is. I meant what I said earlier, about taking you to dinner. I remember. I want to do this right, Naomi. No scandal, no drama. Just two people getting to know each other. She looked up at him, really looked, saw the sincerity in his eyes, the hope, the vulnerability. I'd like that, she whispered. They danced closer, the world fading around them. Just the music, the lights, the feeling of being exactly where they were supposed to be. When the song ended, they didn't immediately pull apart. Just stood there, connected. Come with me, Liam said suddenly. Where? You'll see. He led her through the venue, up a staircase, through a door marked staff only. Liam, we can't. It's fine, I know the owner. They emerged onto the rooftop. The city spread out below them, lights twinkling like stars, the night air cool and perfect. Wow, Naomi breathed. I wanted to show you this. Atlanta at night. From up here everything looks different. Possible. They walked to the edge, leaned against the railing. Thank you, Naomi said. For what? For believing in me. For giving me this chance, for being honest even when it was hard. Thank you for seeing something in me worth believing in. She turned to face him. Liam, I need to tell you something. Okay. When I first took this job, I told myself it was just work. Just a project. Nothing personal. She took a breath. But I was lying to myself. What do you mean? You challenged me, frustrated me, made me see things differently, and somewhere in all of that, I started falling for you. His eyes widened. Naomi, I'm scared, she continued. This is complicated. The optics are terrible. People will talk, but I can't keep pretending I don't feel this. Liam stepped closer. His hand came up to gently cup her face. I'm scared too, he admitted. I've never felt like this. Never wanted to be better for someone. Never cared this much. So what do? We be honest. We be brave. We try. The city hummed below them. Music drifted up from the party. The moment stretched, perfect and fragile. Can I kiss you? Liam whispered. Naomi's heart raced. Yes. He leaned in slowly, giving her time to change her mind. But she didn't want to. His lips met hers. Soft, gentle, perfect. The kiss deepened. Her hands came up to his chest. His arms wrapped around her waist. Everything else fell away. The scandal, the worry, the fear. Just this. Just them. When they finally pulled apart, both were breathless. Wow, Liam said. Naomi laughed. Yeah, wow. They stood together on the rooftop as night settled over Atlanta, the city glittering below, the stars appearing above. Don't ruin this with pride, Naomi whispered, echoing words from weeks ago. I won't. I promise. They kissed again, slower this time, savoring it, and for that perfect moment, everything felt right. Saturday morning, Naomi woke to dozens of notifications. Her first thought was excitement. Maybe more press coverage from yesterday's launch, but the messages on her phone made her blood run cold. Ava, call me right now. Mia, Naomi, I'm so sorry. Unknown numbers, voicemails, texts. She opened Twitter with shaking hands. The top trending topic, Bacata scandal photos, doctored images. Her and Liam at the party, but edited to look intimate, inappropriate, like they'd been secretly involved for weeks. The headline, Tech Millionaire's Redemption, was a romance designer used for PR, articles everywhere, tabloids, gossip sites, even some mainstream news, all suggesting the same thing, that their relationship was fake, that Naomi had seduced Liam for fame, that the whole rebrand was just an elaborate cover story. Comments poured in, brutal, hateful. She played him, using the race card for career advancement. Both of them are frauds. Naomi's hands trembled so hard she almost dropped her phone. Another text. This one from an unknown number. You should have stayed loyal. G. Gavin. He'd retaliated, released the photos, created this narrative, destroyed everything. Her phone rang. Liam. Naomi, I'm so sorry. I'm handling this. I'm calling lawyers right now. Don't, she said. Her voice was hollow, empty. What? Don't call me. Don't defend me. Don't make this worse. Naomi, please, you promised you wouldn't ruin this with pride, but this is worse than pride. This is a disaster. We can fix this. No, we can't. Tears streamed down her face. I should never have trusted this. Trusted you. That's not fair. Life isn't fair, Liam. I learned that a long time ago. She hung up, blocked his number, threw her phone across the room. Then she collapsed onto her bed and sobbed. Everything she'd worked for, her reputation, her dignity, her heart, all destroyed in one morning. Sunday, Naomi drove to Ava's apartment. She couldn't be alone. Her sister opened the door, took one look at her face and pulled her inside. Come here, Ava said, wrapping her in a hug. Naomi broke down. All the pain, all the humiliation, all the fear. They sat on Ava's couch for hours, Naomi crying, Ava holding her, not saying anything, just being there. Finally, when the tears slowed, Ava spoke. You know this isn't your fault, right? It feels like my fault. That man leaked those photos, twisted the narrative. He did this, not you. But I gave him ammunition. I let myself care about Liam. I broke my own rules. Ava grabbed her shoulders. Listen to me. You told Liam not to ruin this with pride, remember? Naomi nodded. Well, now don't let your pride ruin you. You fell for someone. That's human, that's brave. Don't let one vindictive man make you ashamed of that. But everyone doesn't know the truth. Only you do. And Liam. And the people who actually matter. Naomi wiped her eyes. I don't know what to do. You survive. Like you always do. You're the strongest person I know. They sat together as the sun set outside. Naomi scrolled through the hateful comments on her phone, each one a fresh wound. But Ava was right about one thing. She was a survivor. She'd survived bias before, betrayal before, heartbreak before. She would survive this too, even if she had no idea how. Monday morning, Naomi's phone buzzed with a new message, this time from Mia. I found something. Come to my place. You need to see this. 30 minutes later, Naomi sat in Mia's living room while her friend pulled up files on her laptop. I've been digging through everything, Mia said. The photos Gavin leaked, they're edited badly. Look at the timestamps, the metadata. It's all fake. She showed Naomi the evidence. Original photos beside the doctored versions. Digital forensics showing the manipulation. This proves he lied, Naomi said. Exactly, and there's more. Mia pulled up financial records. Gavin's been embezzling from the company, small amounts over years. He needed the scandal to distract from an upcoming audit. How did you find this? I have friends in accounting, and I'm good at asking the right questions. Hope flickered in Naomi's chest. Small, but real. What do I do with this? You take it to Liam. You clear both your names. You fight back. Naomi thought about it, about facing him again, about trusting again. He meant it, you know, Mia said softly. When he defended you, when he looked at you at that party, that wasn't fake. How do you know? Because I've seen fake. This wasn't that. He's in love with you, Naomi. Anyone with eyes can see it. Tears threatened again, but different this time. Not from pain, from possibility. I'm scared, Naomi admitted. I know, but you're also brave. So be brave one more time. Naomi looked at the evidence on the screen. Proof, truth, justice. Maybe this wasn't over yet. Maybe there was still a chance to make this right. She stood up. Give me everything. I'm going to end this. Mia smiled. That's my girl. Monday evening, Naomi sat in her car outside Carter Tech headquarters. The building glowed against the darkening sky. Her hands gripped the steering wheel. Inside that building was Liam, the man who'd defended her, who'd kissed her under the stars, who'd promised not to ruin things with pride. And inside was also the truth, evidence that could clear both their names. She'd been sitting here for 20 minutes, unable to move. Her phone buzzed. A text from Ava. You've got this. Be brave. Naomi took a deep breath, grabbed the folder of evidence, and walked inside. The lobby was mostly empty, just security and a few late workers. The guard recognized her. Ms. Brooks, working late, something like that. The elevator ride to the top floor felt like forever. Her heart pounded with each floor number lighting up. When the doors opened, she saw lights on in Liam's office. Through the glass walls, she could see him, sitting at his desk, head in his hands. He looked broken. Naomi walked slowly down the hallway. Her footsteps echoed. Liam looked up. Shock crossed his face, then hope, then fear. He stood quickly, opened his office door. Naomi, we need to talk. I know. Please come in. She entered. He closed the door behind her. They stood facing each other, so much unsaid hanging between them. I'm sorry, Liam said first, for all of this, for not protecting you better, for— Stop, Naomi interrupted. I didn't come here for apologies. She set the folder on his desk. I came here with proof. His eyes widened. Proof? That Gavin doctored those photos, that he leaked them, that he's been embezzling from the company. She opened the folder, showed him everything Mia had found. Liam's face went from confusion to understanding to fury. This is enough, he said quietly. This is enough to destroy him. That's what I thought. He looked up at her. Why are you showing me this? After everything? After I failed to protect you? Because you didn't fail me, Liam. You defended me. You stood by me. You tried. She took a breath. And because I was wrong about what I said on the phone. You had every right to be angry. I did. But I wasn't just angry. I was scared. So I pushed you away before you could leave me first. Liam stepped closer. I would never leave you. I know that now. Naomi, I've been losing my mind. Not being able to talk to you. Not being able to fix this. You don't have to fix everything. We fix it together. Something shifted in his expression. Relief, joy, love, together, he repeated. She nodded. But first, we deal with Gavin. The next morning, Liam called an emergency board meeting. Investors, executives, legal team, everyone who mattered. Gavin walked in confident, smug, thinking he'd won. Then he saw Naomi sitting beside Liam at the head of the table. His face went pale. Thank you all for coming on short notice, Liam began. We've discovered some serious issues that require immediate attention. For the next hour, they presented everything. The leaked interview, the doctored photos, the embezzlement, the financial records, the digital evidence. Gavin tried to defend himself, made excuses, blamed others. But the proof was undeniable. The board voted unanimously. Gavin was terminated. Legal action would follow. His shares would be seized. Security escorted him out of the building. He shot Naomi one last hateful look. You'll regret this, he hissed. No, Naomi said calmly. You will. After he was gone, the room erupted in conversation. Questions, concerns about press coverage. The lead investor stood. This is a mess, but I appreciate your transparency in handling it, both of you. Liam nodded. We'll release a full statement, clear everything up publicly. Good. And Ms. Brooks? The investor turned to Naomi. Your rebrand work was exceptional. Thank you for staying despite everything. Thank you for believing in me. The meeting ended. People filed out. Soon it was just Naomi and Liam in the conference room. It's over, Liam said. Almost. What do you mean? You still need to tell your side. Publicly. Honestly? He nodded. I know, I've been thinking about that. What will you say? The truth. All of it. That evening, Liam scheduled a live interview with a major news network. No script, no PR filters, just honesty. Naomi watched from backstage as he sat across from the journalist. Cameras rolling. The nation watching. Mr. Carter, thank you for joining us. Let's address the elephant in the room. The leaked photos. The allegations. What really happened? Liam took a breath. 5 years ago, I said something ignorant and hurtful. Those words were mine. I owned them then and I own them now. They were wrong. But the recent photos suggested your relationship with Ms. Brooks was... Let me be clear. What happened between Naomi and me is real, but it's also none of anyone's business. She's not a PR stunt. She's the most talented designer I've ever met. And yes, I care about her. Deeply. The journalist leaned forward. So you're confirming a relationship? I'm confirming that I'm a better man because she walked into my life. Whether that becomes a relationship is between us, not the internet. What about the accusations that she was hired to improve your image? Liam's jaw tightened. Those accusations are insulting to her, to me, to everyone who values merit and talent. Naomi Brooks earned her position through years of exceptional work. The timing was coincidental, and frankly the fact that people are still questioning that says more about them than about her. Strong words, true words. I'm done letting other people's prejudice define the narrative. I made mistakes. I'm learning. I'm growing. And I won't apologize for that journey or for the people who've helped me along the way. The interview continued. Liam answered every question honestly. No deflection. No corporate speak. Just truth. When it ended, the response was immediate. Social media exploded, but this time the tide had turned. Okay, that was actually real. He didn't hide or make excuses. Maybe people really can change. Naomi found Liam after the cameras stopped rolling. He looked exhausted but relieved. How'd I do? He asked. You were perfect. I meant every word. I know. They stood in the quiet hallway, the studio bustling around them, but feeling far away. What happens now? Liam asked. Now we figure out what this is. Us. Without all the noise. He smiled, soft and hopeful. I'd like that. Me too. The next few days were a whirlwind. Press coverage shifted. The truth about Gavin's manipulation became the story. Naomi's talent and professionalism were highlighted. The hate comments slowed. Supportive messages increased. Companies reached out to Naomi, job offers, consulting requests, speaking invitations. She was becoming known not as a scandal, but as a success story. Friday afternoon, Naomi was packing up her office when someone knocked. Margaret Carter stood in the doorway, elegant as always, but her expression was different, softer. "Mrs. Carter," Naomi said, surprised. "May I come in?" "Of course." Margaret entered, looked around the office, at the designs on the walls, the awards on the shelf. "I owe you an apology," she said finally. "You don't?" "Yes, I do. I judged you before I knew you. I worried about my son's reputation instead of his happiness." She met Naomi's eyes. "I was wrong." Naomi sat down slowly. "Thank you for saying that. I watched his interview. I saw how he talked about you. I haven't seen him that alive in years." Margaret smiled. "You're good for him. He's good for me too." "I know. And I'd like to start over, if you'll let me." Naomi thought about it, about grace and second chances, about the courage it took to admit mistakes. "I'd like that," she said. Margaret nodded. "Good. Then perhaps you'll join us for Sunday dinner. Just family, nothing formal. I'll be there." After Margaret left, Naomi sat quietly. Something had shifted, the walls coming down, the future opening up. Her phone buzzed. "Liam, dinner tonight? Just us. No cameras, no scandal. Just two people who like each other." She smiled and typed back, "Pick me up at 7. The restaurant was small and quiet, tucked away in a neighborhood far from downtown. Candlelight, soft music, privacy. Liam was already there when Naomi arrived. He stood when he saw her, pulled out her chair. "You look beautiful," he said. "You clean up pretty well yourself." They ordered, made small talk, let the tension ease. Finally, over dessert, Liam reached across the table, took her hand. "I've been thinking a lot about what you said, about figuring out what this is. And I know what I want it to be, but I need to know what you want." Naomi squeezed his hand. "I want something real. Not performative, not for cameras or approval, just us. I want that too. I want someone who challenges me, who sees me, who isn't afraid of complicated." "I'm definitely not afraid of complicated," she laughed. "Good, because I come with a lot of baggage. So do I. We can be messy together." They smiled at each other, the weight of the past weeks finally lifting. "So is this official?" Naomi asked. "Are we doing this? If you'll have me. On one condition. Anything. We take it slow. We protect this. We don't let the outside world rush us or define us. Deal." They finished dinner, walked through the quiet streets, just talking, laughing, being normal. When Liam dropped her off at her apartment, he walked her to the door. "Thank you for tonight," Naomi said. "Thank you for giving me another chance, for seeing something worth saving in me. You're worth more than you know, Liam Carter." He leaned in slowly, giving her time. She met him halfway. The kiss was gentle, sweet, full of promise. When they pulled apart, both were smiling. "Good night, Naomi." "Good night." She watched him drive away, then went inside, her heart fuller than it had been in weeks. 1 year later, the Atlanta Design Conference was packed. Naomi stood backstage, adjusting her blazer. She could hear the crowd murmuring on the other side of the curtain. "You ready?" the stage manager asked. "Ready?" She walked out to thunderous applause. Her keynote presentation was titled Designer's Bridge, Creating Inclusive Spaces. For an hour, she shared her journey, the challenges, the triumphs, the lessons learned. She showed her work from the Carter Tech rebrand and from her new independent agency. She talked about representation, about using design to heal divides, about the power of authenticity. The audience was captivated. When she finished, the standing ovation lasted minutes. Afterward, people crowded around, asking questions, requesting business cards, sharing their own stories. Through the crowd, Naomi spotted a familiar face. Liam, standing at the back, clapping, proud. He'd kept his promise. He'd stepped back from daily operations at Carter Tech, focused on ethical investing and supporting diverse founders. They'd built their relationship slowly, carefully, no rushing, no pressure, dinner dates, weekend getaways, meeting each other's families, long conversations about everything and nothing. It wasn't perfect. They still had hard days, disagreements, moments of doubt, but they worked through them together. Naomi's agency had grown, 3 employees now, clients across the country. Her work was getting recognized, not because of scandal, but because of talent. That evening, back at her apartment, Liam brought over takeout. "You were incredible today," he said, setting out containers. "Thank you for being there. Always, I'm your biggest fan." They ate on her couch, comfortable, easy, like they'd been doing this forever. "I got something in the mail today," Liam said. "An invitation." "To what?" "Charity gala, next month. Big event. Lots of press." He hesitated. "They want us to appear together, as a couple." Naomi set down her fork. "How do you feel about that?" "A year ago I would have been terrified, but now," he shrugged, "I'm proud of what we've built. I'm proud of you. I don't want to hide anymore." "Me neither." "So we go?" "We go." The night of the gala arrived. Naomi wore an elegant white dress, simple but stunning, her hair styled beautifully, confident smile. Liam waited for her at the venue entrance, black tuxedo, nervous energy. When he saw her, his face lit up. "Wow, you like it? You're breathtaking." Inside, the ballroom glittered. Chandeliers, flowers, hundreds of people in formal wear. Cameras flashed as they entered. Whispers followed them. But this time, Naomi didn't flinch. She held Liam's hand, walked with her head high. They mingled, talked to investors, greeted old colleagues, introduced themselves to new contacts. People asked about their relationship, about the past year, about their future. They answered honestly, openly. "Yes, we're together. Yes, it's been amazing. Yes, we're happy." Later on the dance floor, they swayed to soft music, the room spinning gently around them. "Do you remember the first time we danced?" Liam asked. "At the after-party." "How could I forget? I was so nervous. So worried about messing up." "You didn't mess up. Neither did you." Naomi rested her head on his shoulder. "I'm glad you walked into my life, Liam Carter. I'm glad you gave me a chance, even when I didn't deserve it." She pulled back to look at him. "You know what you said in that old interview about never dating a black woman?" He tensed. "Yeah, I'm glad you were wrong." He smiled, genuine and full of love. "Me too. Thank God you walked in. Then let's keep walking. Together, always together." They kissed, soft and sweet, the world watching but not caring, because this was real, this was earned, this was love, built on honesty, growth, and second chances. The music played on, the lights glittered, Atlanta hummed with life outside, and inside, 2 people who'd found each other through scandal and pain now danced in joy and hope. Their story wasn't perfect. It was messy, complicated, full of mistakes and learning, but it was theirs. And that made it beautiful. Later that night, on their way home, Liam took a detour. He drove them to the mountain resort where they'd shared that candlelit morning during the storm. "What are we doing here?" Naomi asked. "You'll see." They walked up to the main villa, the same room they'd shared that weekend. He'd rented it for the night. Inside, candles were lit, just like that morning a year ago. "Liam, I wanted to bring us back here, to where things started changing, where I realized I was falling for you." Naomi's eyes filled with tears, happy ones. "You're such a romantic." "Only for you." They stood together by the window, looking out at the mountains, the stars brilliant overhead. "I love you," Liam said. Simple, true. "I've wanted to say that for months, but I was waiting for the right moment." "I love you too," Naomi whispered. "So much it scares me sometimes." "Don't be scared. We've survived everything else. We can survive this too." She turned to face him fully. "What is this exactly?" "Forever if you'll have me." He wasn't proposing, not yet, but he was promising, committing, choosing her every day. "I'll have you," she said, "through the complicated, through the messy, through everything." They kissed as thunder rumbled in the distance, another storm approaching, but this time they weren't afraid. They had each other. They had truth. They had love. And that was enough. Epilogue. 6 months later. The industry magazine hit stands on a Tuesday morning. The cover showed Naomi and Liam together, professional, successful, happy. The headline, "The Apology That Changed an Industry, How Love and Truth Rebuilt 2 Lives Inside," was their full story. The controversy, the growth, the redemption, but also the work, the real change they'd both made. Liam's company had implemented new hiring practices, diversity training, accountability measures. Naomi's agency specialized in helping companies create authentic, inclusive brands. Together, they'd started a mentorship program, connecting young designers from underrepresented communities with opportunities. Their personal lives were featured too, but carefully, respectfully. Photos of them at charity events, quotes about love and learning, a sidebar about the importance of accountability and grace. The response was overwhelmingly positive. That evening at Naomi's agency office, her team celebrated. They'd just landed their biggest client yet, a national campaign. Liam showed up with champagne and flowers. "Congratulations," he said, kissing her. "You did it." "We all did it," Naomi corrected, gesturing to her team. Everyone toasted, laughed, shared stories. Later, when everyone had left, Naomi and Liam sat in her office, looking at her vision board. All the dreams she'd written down 2 years ago. Every single one had come true. "What's next?" Liam asked. "More of this, more growth, more impact." "Sounds perfect." She leaned against him, content, fulfilled. "You know what the best part is?" "What?" "I don't have to prove anything anymore. Not to the world, not to myself. I just get to be me, and I get to be better because of you." They sat in comfortable silence, the city lights twinkling outside, their future bright and open. Pride had almost destroyed them, but love had rebuilt them, and now they stood together, humble, redeemed, ready for whatever came next. The millionaire who'd said he'd never date a black woman had been wrong about so many things, but he'd been right about one. Love could teach you who you were meant to be, and sometimes the person who walked in changed everything.